Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in another episode of the Quran in English, Basics for Beginners. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Ladies said in the city, the wife of the great Aziz is seeking to seduce her slave from his true self. Truly, has he inspired her with violent love? We see she is evidently going astray. So the drama of the wife of the Aziz with Yusuf alayhi salam, very soon the staff members started spreading the story, and then the entire story was all over the city. And this usually happens with wealthy people or those with name and fame, because the ordinary masses love to hear the latest, hottest, juicy gossip. And obviously the original story then gets changed and twisted and gets more and more severe, until eventually the story will then also reach the ears of the Aziz as well as the wife, right? When she heard of their malicious talk, she sent for them and prepared a banquet for them. She gave each of them a knife, and she said to Joseph, "Come out before them." When they saw him, they did extol him, and in their amazement cut their hands. He was so handsome, drop-dead gorgeous, out of this world, so extremely beautiful and handsome that they were in awe, and the minute he walked in a grand entrance, they could not take their eyes off him, and they were still continuing to peel the fruit in their hands, and they started cutting their hands as well. One can just imagine what kind of beauty that Yusuf alayhi salam had, right? They said, "Allah preserve us! No mortal is this! This is none other than a noble angel. Wow, look at that," right? She said, "There, before you, is the man about whom you did blame me. I did seek to seduce him from his true self, but he did firmly save himself guiltless. And now, if he does not my bidding, he shall certainly be cast into prison, and what is more, be in the company of the vilest." So now that she saw that her friends or the ladies of the high society were also absolutely amazed and enamored with lust with this amazing man, she now took the opportunity to once again offer herself to him, because now she's got witnesses, and she's giving him a threat that if he refuses her this time, then he will be imprisoned. He said, "O my Lord, the prison is more to my liking than that to which they invited me. Unless you turn away their snare from me, I should in my youthful folly feel inclined towards them and join the ranks of the ignorant." So he was on the verge of being a gigolo, a male prostitute, because once she was finished with him, then all the other women of high society would have liked to have taken turns with him. So this was a very great turning point in the life of Yusuf alayhi salam, right? So he was in his youthful vigor. Remember, he's a young fellow, his testosterone is high. So he did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect him the first time. Now once again, he is now being put on public display, and he realizes, you know what, I'd rather go to jail. I don't want this type of life that they're offering me. They can give me money, they can give me jewels, they want to give me that, but I'm not going to sell my body for a price. So his Lord hearkened to him in his prayer. Allah listened to his beautiful prayer, his soulful prayer, his emotional prayer, and turned away from him their snare, their very big trap. Verily, He hears and knows all things. Then it occurred to the men, after they had seen the signs, that it was best to imprison him for a time. Now, meanwhile, the men of all of these women, these high society women, were so amazed at the beauty of Yusuf alayhi salam. This was now the hottest topic, the hot gossip. And not only were they extolling his virtues there in public in front of everyone, but then when they were going home and over their tea parties, they would be talking about the same thing, that wow, look at that amazing fellow. And obviously the husbands could not compete in any shape or form about his physical body, about whether it was the muscles it had because he was given power, and about his beauty. I mean, he was the most outstanding handsome person available. So they felt a sense of insecurity and also shame and weakness and cowardice. And I said, you know what? This guy is too big of a match for us. We can't compete with his beauty. We can't compete with his celebrity status because our wives are crazy over him. You know what is better? We must also now vote to get him thrown into jail. Out of sight, out of mind. So Yusuf alayhi salam did not commit any evil, but it was through this method whereby he prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, Ya Allah, prison is better for me, and thereby Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala awakened in the men these signs to say that if you guys are not going to throw him in jail, then your wives are going to get involved. So then they saw the signs that, we can't compete with this fellow, he's too handsome for us, and our woman, the snare of our woman is now involved in this new matter. And so they motivated to the king to throw him into jail. Join me in the next episode. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.